Jay from the 0161. And we're
Hi.
here. Hello. We are here with Sean, Simon, Camille, and Jim from the mighty Hedra. How you doing, guys?
What's up, James?
All good?
They called us
Hello,
mighty.
everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, all good. We was going to start 20 minutes ago, but Camille decided to go and get a drink. You know,
And sandwiches.
Sorry,
And make a sandwich.
and make a sandwich.
my
We've got 10
bad.
minutes left.
How are you guys? Are you all good? Everyone all good?
Yes,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
thank you.
Well, man, keep them well. It's Saturday
Very
night.
good.
Where else would we rather be, man? Hanging out with you. This is awesome.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Okay, so just give us a brief history about Hedra, how long you've been going, and why you started. Who influenced you to start your band?
Okay, so maybe I will start it. Camille from Hedra. So what's happened in 2014, I just started a band with a previous drummer, Jacob. Basically, we both living in Cambridge before. When I moved to Norwich in 2014, I met other guys. That was Simon, a guitarist, previous guitarist, and also bass player Mruva. So, and we just decided to start a band and call Hedra. Me and Jacob, previous drummer, we had some of the ideas, some of the shapes of the song, I would say, and but on that we just create all EP. After that, I post on Join My Band about the vocalist, and then in a miracle thing way, James show up, and basically we just start working on the EP. I know he's going to say that he's ignored me a couple times. I sent him a message, but it's not true. It's just a rumors, nothing else. So, and since that time, yeah, we have a few changes in a band members.
Yeah.
But so far, I think we done good job all together, you know. And yeah, we have a couple bad time, I would say, that we didn't have a members, and we was working together. But right now, I think we have the most stronger team.
Yeah.
Dedicated and what is the most important? Yeah, we don't have bassist, but that is in progress right now.
Yeah.
And also, what I would say, it's like a stronger, most commitment, and most actually professional members. What actually is the most important, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, brilliant.
And
Yeah,
our influence.
The thing is, when we started out, he made a huge mistake in bringing me into the band because I've already got the experience of playing around the country and knowing what it takes to get to a certain level. In my past, I was fortunate enough to play with lots of bands that went up in the industry before the whole World Wide Web took over and destroyed it all. But I used to play with bands like Sixth, Muse, Skindred, and all these bands that are still around now, like Rage and Speedhorn and Earth Toe 9, which are no longer with us. But
Yeah.
from doing that in my past, I learned what to do and what not to do. And the culture of music changed so much so that people got so used to downloading, streaming and things like that, that when new members came in, they were only used to that aspect of music.
Right.
So it became more focused on the instruments and the value of what equipment they got and stuff like that for social media purposes, to display how much they'd spent on a guitar and things like that.
Yeah.
And they weren't willing to put investment into the band. So that's why we've really gone through so many members, because I'm the harsh one who goes, no, you have to sit and fucking slog it out and do this, that, and the other. And you have to learn how to record on a computer, and you have to learn how to do video editing. You have to do all this stuff now that you didn't have to do back in the early days.
Yeah.
And a lot of them couldn't fucking handle my attitude, really. So I'm sorry to everybody that's been in this band and left, basically. And yeah,
apologise to the ones that are still here. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, I'm not going to apologise to you guys because you're still fairly new, but I will do when, further down the line. But me and Camille have been solid crew right from the very beginning, and he gets it straight away. At first, he didn't. I've got to say this because it's quite funny. We were together for like 6 months, and he was like, "So, when are we going to be playing Download Festival? And when are we going to be playing Bloodstock? I'm like, you know, mate, this country does not work like that. You have to put a lot of effort in. And that's the thing about this country is you get respect for putting the effort in. You don't just get offered, you know,
absolutely.
that next fucking stage.
Yeah, that's true.
And if we start with Sean and then we'll go Simon, Camille, then Jim. So Sean, just who influenced you to pick up your choice of instrument?
Jeez, man. I don't know. Like, I mean, I first started playing drums when I was 14, and I kind of done it because my best friend at the time, he wanted to play drums.
Right.
So I just instinctively was like, you want to beat your best friend at everything. So I picked up a pair of sticks and just, I don't know, man. Like, I just kind of clicked with it very quickly, you know. There's no pun in that. Click drumming. No, there's something there. But yeah, no, I mean, like, early sort of days is always like listening to like Joey Jordison and like Chris Adler's playing, obviously like the Lamb of God team shit. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's been a strange one. Like, there are drummers that like I look up to, especially like sort of as I got older, like Roy Mayorga, who's in Stone Sour, and like love some of like his early stuff on Soulfly. And Ray Luzier is just my biggest idol. But I don't know. It's a strange one. Like, I don't really kind of look up to anyone like particularly and try to like emulate anyone.
Yeah.
I've always kind of just played drums, and like even when I was teaching, like I was telling kids, like kids would come in and they were like, "Yo, can you teach me like this certain technique? Like, because you know I want to learn this." And I'm like, "Dude, like you can't play drums and like get halfway through a song and then have to like change to a technique." Like I was like, that doesn't work. You pick up your sticks and you play your drums and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, and I've always just been like that dude who I just enjoy playing my drums. I'm never going to be the best at it, but I'm always going to enjoy it.
Yeah. And Simon?
Yeah, so first time I picked up guitar when I was like 15, 16, I believe. And basically I heard Joe Satriani first time and I was like blown away, you know, it's just, you know, his technique, his articulation and stuff.
Yeah.
So amazing for me that I just decided, well, why not just try, you know, and let's see what's gonna come up, you know. Also, John Petrucci and Andy Timmons played really big role in my influence. So, yeah.
Yeah. And Camille?
And yeah, my influence, that was Rage Against the Machine in first place. I just saw that Freedom video clip in TV when the guy was doing that huge impact on the beginning. That was actually the trigger, you know, just push me to learn play guitar. And yeah, that was brilliant. And also there was another thing after that when I hear first time second album of Korn. Of course, not whole Korn album. It's just video clip Adidas in TV. And I was thinking, oh God, these guys, they're brilliant. You know, they're doing something what you actually never heard before. And that was trigger as well. That's why 7 strings guitar, because that low tune is just stuck with me since that time, you know. And in general, I'm not a kind of person who's actually love solo playing. For me, it's the most important, like all mechanism, like working together, both guitars. And yeah, those two bands, that was the most biggest influence in my life.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Jim?
Oh yeah, I mean, actually, I'm more of a guitarist, as you can see, than I am a vocalist. And what influenced me to start singing was I was on stage at a gig supporting a band called Skin in 1992, I think it was. And this guy came up to me after my gig and said, "Have you ever considered being a vocalist?" I was like, "No, I haven't, because I love guitar." And he just said, "Well, I think you'd make a really good front man, and I'm looking for a vocalist in my band." And that was it for me. That was my influence to move away from the guitar and start vocals. And yeah, I suppose it's a bit like the same thing where I have got that face for radio. So, you know, I can't really say what influenced me to pick up the vocals other than that. I'm more into instrumental stuff, a bit like Simon. I love Joe Satriani, Steve Vai. Grew up with listening to that, and yeah, just lots of different guitar players. But yeah, vocally these days, I suppose people like Daniel from Tesseract. He is a very good vocalist that I'm inspired by, and Devin Townsend really inspires me with his creativity on both guitar and vocals. Phil Anselmo, can't get away from the fact that I think he's been a huge influence on a lot of people that chose to go into metal. And when I saw that Moscow video of him doing the fucking primal concrete sledge thing, and I was like, whoa, that is just insane. I would love to be like that, you know. And my first vocal experience was in a garage, you know, with my mates, and we were doing the whole Pantera thing, you know, like, oh yeah. Started trying to emulate it.
Be that guy though, like, haven't we? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I just never got the muscles, and I never got the attitude, and I'm not a racist prick either. So
yeah. No, we have to get on to the shitty fucking subject that is COVID. I know. I'm obviously guessing that you guys have had quite a lot of gigs cancelled because of the COVID. Is there any of them gigs or stroke festivals? Any of them stand out that you were really looking forward to?
Yeah, loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. I mean, in February, we took on Steve, who'd just split from his band STD. Yeah. And he had 46 gigs lined up for STD, and he offered them to us. And we'd just taken on Sam as a drummer at the time. And what Steve did is he reeled off all these dates that he'd got, and Sam was like, "Well, I've just joined a band. I can't fucking take all this shit." And we had, I think it was tour with Monolith, which was ex-Devin Townsend members. So that for me was like, "Whoa, this is fucking amazing." And then we had what other festivals were there? Heaven and Hell Fair.
Road to the Ruin.
They were fucking.
Road to Ruin looked fucking sick.
And that because Steve came in like a fucking bull in a china shop, that caused Sam to just disappear. He said, "Oh, I'm not having anything to do with this. This is just too much for me. I haven't even really learned the songs." And we were meant to be doing the Metal to the Masses thing as well. Literally a week after the fucking COVID thing hit and everyone went into lockdown, we were meant to have been doing the Metal to the Masses thing, and we were geared up for that. We'd been rehearsing the songs. The new songs, no one's heard yet. No one's heard those live other than what we did with the streaming thing.
Yeah,
and it was just so disappointing. And
everything pretty much collapsed.
It's been a knock-on effect from that onwards, really, because we then took on another drummer who just didn't see the point in doing a band at the moment, so he disappeared. And then we got Sean on board, and Sean hasn't even done a gig with us, and Simon's only done one, and it's just and we're trying to keep it going, and it's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah. What's your obviously you mentioned like the stream. What's your views on like doing social distance gigs and live streams and stuff like that? Obviously, will you guys be good with that?
Yeah, I mean, like, we done the live stream thing, and I mean, it was fun. I mean, and obviously prior to like me joining the band, I was streaming on Twitch, just doing like requests for people. Like they would request a song, and I'd just play it and whatnot, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but dude, it doesn't do that thing that live music does to you. I can't explain it. It's fun. It's a different kind of fun, but I don't know, man. There's nothing like live gigs, and I think everyone would say the exact same thing. Like,
the thing is, it
does something to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's weird is we've done quite a few of them now. We've done from Red Wall Studios in Bury, and a lot of the bands that just refused to do it because they were just like, we need an audience. We can't, stand in front of a camera and just look at a camera. We need to be people there.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly learned like the live stream thing. Like, when we done it, I think. Yeah, it did feel very stale, but I think you kind of have to change your mindset. And unfortunately, like the shit that we're in, like it isn't going to finish tomorrow. So I think you need to, learn to kind of adapt a little bit and try and find other ways.
Yeah, we need to get used to it.
We actually had fun doing it, actually. So I would say it's a new experience that was worth doing, definitely, because we really learned where we were really bad and where we were really good, and we got a chance to watch ourselves back throughout the whole thing, which don't normally do when we do gigs. We don't always video our gigs and stuff. So it learned us. We learned quite a bit from it. We learned how shit we were and how much we needed to do to make ourselves better.
Yeah.
So for us, that is good, but for the audience, I mean, I don't really think they're going to get the impression of what we're really like when we're playing live from that.
Yeah. I think the most important in a gigs is that feeling when you just standing on the front of the stage and you just feel that bass and kick drum on your chest that give you that kind of feeling that is like, oh God, it's something amazing. And I think this part is completely missing. I mean, from other side, for us musicians, as someone who's give a show, we can prepare yourself to just do excellent show online, prepare everything in every single details and make everything perfect. But from other side, it's still not going to be perfect because this one element missing, which is actually the most important.
The energy coming from the crowd is what makes you play even louder, and even harder, and even better. And I know something else we had as well planned was like loads of different effects that we were going to use on stage that are now just sitting in boxes because we can't set it all up.
Yeah,
got a tiny little room here. So I mean, in that respect, it's sad, but it also does give bands the opportunity to learn other skills, which is what the government want you to do.
Yeah.
To work. But the other skills for me is like I've been learning the drums and just like you say, just getting in there and making the most of what the situation is and trying to learn how to do recording virtually, basically. So we invested in green screens and all that sort of stuff, and we've got loads of material we put it together just in case we don't ever get out of this fucking thing. And so to many of us, it feels like that might be the case.
well, obviously, with the gigs being cancelled and stuff like that, has it given you time to like come up with new ideas for stuff? Writing songs and stuff like that. Have you used the time to come up with ideas?
I think there's always something going on. When you're a musician, the cogs never stop turning. And I know certainly the guitarists, they've been working on stuff and. And hearing some of the ideas that are coming out. I mean, even when we had like that small break in between lockdowns, we was able to rehearse, hearing like what the guys are coming out with. Like, once again, like Jim said, because we're all still quite new, there's still like that bedding in period, but like we're already seeing like small like sprouts of things starting to grow between us, which is really cool. Yeah.
What's the obviously you guys are based in Norwich. What's the underground community like in Norwich? Have you got like a good tight knit community?
They have got a good tight knit community in Norwich. I don't think we're really part of that, but the reason that is because we've never really focused on staying local. We always wanted to play in Manchester, and we love playing around the country, and that's always been my intention right from day one of joining bands is to go everywhere we can, meet new people, see new places, and learn different things from these other areas. I'm saying that we do play quite locally, but there's a really good scene here. There's a really good scene over in Ipswich as well, and we look after the bands. We put on our own shows at B2 in Norwich, which is a really good venue. We've got Beast Anglia that we promote bands with, and that brings.
Is that yours? Is Beast Anglia yours, Jim? Is that yours?
Well, it's the whole band really.
Oh, okay.
I set it up, and the idea was that the whole band kind of gets on board some of the bands they like and puts them on, on a Friday evening, as and when. But obviously that's on hold now. And the same thing, with the record label, is we try and bring in new bands into that and get them into HMVs and all the things that they actually dream of on a budget. So we've always been this sort of band where we don't just think of ourselves, we want to kind of help other people as well. We're all in the fucking same boat, basically.
Have you got like, obviously in Manchester we've got like Steel Mage, Tortured Demon, who are like basically young teenagers, up and coming bands. Have you got any bands like that around where you are?
We have, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who they are, but I've seen quite a few of them. The younger bands seem to sort of be fizzling out for whatever reason. There seemed to be sort of more of the kind of bands that have always been around, staying around and doing their thing. But to be honest, I haven't been out for so long, I've completely forgotten who's.
I know, it does seem that way. It seems ages since anyone's been out to a gig. It's crazy.
And the algorithms on Facebook don't tell me who's coming up and who's doing what anymore either. So it's just completely.
You just get a ban for saying that some stupid swear word on Facebook.
You're saying that,
ridiculous.
There's a band called Beyond Extinction. I think they're from like Colchester way, but don't quote me on that. But I got their T-shirt on today. Look.
Oh, right.
They just dropped a single yesterday, and it's fucking fantastic. It's heavy as fuck. It's brutal. You should check that out.
Man. I will. Well, I will give that a listen when I get off. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you guys have been going quite a while. You're not a new up and coming band or anything like that. So you've played a lot of gigs. Is there any one standout show or festival that you played that sticks in your head?
Yeah. I think that was. I mean, we just spoke today together, and we all agree that Manchester, Budget Fest 2018. That was fucking brilliant. I'm sorry. Yeah, basically we came really early because we play as a first band, and we had the time before sound check, so we just decided to go to city center, buy some food, some booze as well. And there was a guy that was Nick Garrett, and he just said, "Hey, hi guys from Hedra," in the middle of the center. I was like, "What the fuck? So what's happened?" Guys just recognize us, and then we just come back to the venue, and on that time we had a new drummer, Josh.
Yeah, I think
Sean. Sorry, that was Sean. That was Sean.
Because the situation of that gig was really bad because we were we had session musicians at the time because we didn't have a drummer or a fucking bassist at the time. So we had these session players who agreed to help us out for this gig, and they'd been practicing this gig. And in chat, our guitarist at the time, Chris, fucking slagged them off and called them fucking freeloaders. And of course, they decided from that they're not going to fucking play Badger Fest, and they fucking opted out of it because of something our guitarist had said. So we had to rally round and find, because we had the drummer Sean at the time learning the stuff. He wasn't ready to play the gig. He was learning the stuff, and he said, "I'm not going to be ready for the gig." We had to beg him to play the gig anyway. And we got Bo, our old bassist, our original second bassist from the original lineup.
Yes,
He just came in and helped us out for that gig without any rehearsal or anything. And it went really well. The people were just fucking fantastic.
Well, that's the first time me and Jane saw Hedra, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And you forgot to add it. That was 1 week before the gig,
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was literally 1 week before. Chris had pissed everyone off, so they left. And we were hoping to get them in the band as well, but they were like, "No, fuck that. I ain't having anything with this band." They're fucking weird.
Is there all right, guys? Yeah, well, just to round it up, and again, thank you for sitting down and chatting with us. Give people a little bit of a teaser. What you're working on, what you're looking at releasing, what's happening.
Well, we've been working on the same fucking songs now for probably 4 years, I think. We were planning to release the album in 2017, but because of the kerfuffle we always have with musicians, what we do is we wipe it again and start again as soon as new musicians come on. Yeah. But we've got an album of 12 songs, which features the 4 songs that we've already released on Spotify. You can go and check them out if you search Hedra on Spotify, and it's 12 songs, completely different. They're all different from each other. And a box set we got coming out soon as well with these 4 songs. Lots of acoustic bits and pieces on that pack. Little live extra bits and pieces coming into that 4-pack, which is limited to 100. And other than that, we're just going to carry on and hopefully get this album done this year.
I mean, we still
awesome, dude. It's sounding so good. Like, seriously.
We're still writing new songs. It's not that we're not doing anything. It's just focus on album. We're writing new songs and we're recording as a demo version to just have a lots of stuff which actually we could choose later after lockdown and start working on new material straight away after album. So we have actually lots of songs, not songs, material. Yeah.
Yeah.
However, there is like no chance to do that together as a band because obviously COVID-19 situation just cut all the members and keep us separately. So this is quite difficult. Again, come back to the question 5. No, sorry. It's a really difficult situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys. Well, again, thank you for sitting down, chatting with us.
Thank
really,
you.
Yeah,
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice one, guys. Take care, and we'll hopefully see you in Manchester soon.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it, man.
As soon as we're back, don't forget you've booked us already. All right.
Yeah.
And
We do need.
We're recorded, man. We're holding this against you.
It is. It is recorded, and we do. We have definitely. We definitely have your books. I can't remember what date it was.
I can't remember how much you said you were going to pay us either.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it.
Because it's like, what, 5 hours drive or something.
Thank you. Mention something
it's
about the
all
beer
right.
as well.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Look after yourself, man.
Cheers. Take care of yourself.